So all the food are classified in the three categories generally.
Yes.
There is a category, I think Prabhu also showed that shloka where it says what are the quality of the food that we should consume. It should be fatty, it should
Juicy,
be
fatty.
juicy,
Yeah, we
it
discussed that.
it should not be cooked for more than 4 hours old.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so those three modes, Sattva gun, Rajogun, and Tamogun are like golden chains, silver chain, and iron chain. But all three of them are binding. So people in the mode of goodness, they are good people only, but still they get caught into the cycle of birth and death. Even after being just good people is not enough. So the standards are little high to transcend that. So what to talk about like people who are sinful? Uh, so yeah, material world is like a restricted place. We what analogy did we give about the material world? It's like a
Jail,
jail
hospital,
or a hospital. Yeah.
school.
So when we are here in the material world, our purpose is not to uh, just be in the jail with more facilities, but get out of the jail, or not more facilities in the hospital, but get out of the get cured and go out. Uh, yeah. Then we discuss a little bit about time, just like how the day of Brahma and it's also Lord's one of the energy time, which is uh, also cyclic in nature. So all the yuga cycles they repeat. Uh, Living entities undergo these six transformation, and that also happens through time. Uh, Lord's Brahma's life, 313 trillion years, solar years, our earthly years. Uh, so now we come to the definition of karma. So this picture is very nicely explaining what karma is. So there is a saying in English, right? As you sow, so shall you reap. And for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So that is the high level understanding of the law of karma. We'll go into a little bit of detail. So any activity performed by a soul and any activity that we performed is basically under the influence of these three modes of nature and under the preview of time. Both we have discussed the time and the uh, modes of material nature. So basically anything that we do is
Action.
karma,
Come.
right? Uh, to the extent that it's your karma need not be just the actions that you perform, but it is uh, manasa vacha karmana. So anything that you think, anything that you speak, or anything that you actually do. So at any given time in point in time, we are performing some karma with that definition. Uh, Krishna says law of karma is very difficult to understand, but we will still give it a try. So just like Newton's third law of motion states, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, or as you sow, so shall you reap. So if you are sowing the seeds of a like a cactus, you cannot expect mangoes to grow on that, right? So, but one question people generally ask is like, whatever I'm doing, who is watching? Who will give the result? Like, who is the judge? So, who is the judge?
Paramatma is with us.
Paramatma is there with us all the time, right? So the Lord is seated in our heart as Paramatma, and He is witnessing our activities. So He's Updrishta Anumanta. So He's Updrishta meaning He's overseeing all our activities, including our thoughts. So even if you are in a closed room and you are doing something thinking that nobody is watching, so how will I get the results? If for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, but I'm doing in a closed room, doesn't mean that you are not your actions are not being noted. So there is a CCTV camera following you all the time.
Everything is recorded.
Everything is recorded, and there is no memory limits and all. Everything will be recorded. Your phone may have, oh, now it will not take backups, but that's not how. So in the universal government, like the ultimate judge is called Yamaraj, right? So he has his agents, his accountants, Chitraketu and what is it? Not Chitraketu, sorry.
Yeah, what's his name?
Chitragupt. Chitragupt.
Yeah.
He's and other agents. They are always, they have your account.
That tally.
They'll tally. So that's the day of judgment and all. So basically, everything is tallied. Okay. Uh, so we discussed this verse previously also. Updrishta Anumanta cha Bhakta Bhokta Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara. So in this body, there is another transcendental enjoyer who is the Lord, the Supreme Proprietor, who exists and is known as Super Soul. Yeah. So Paramatmeti Chapi Yukto. So it's basically when you reap the fruits of your actions, can you say that God is partial if God is giving you those results? It's like the judgment given by the judge. He may award somebody and penalize somebody based on the judgment, but he is not partial. That also we discussed, right? He's not partial. So based on the activities of the individual, the judge gives different judgments according to the law. So let's see the various types of karma that causes different results. So the good karmas, we can simply say that, definition, the do's recommended in the scriptures. And the bad karma is don'ts, do's and don'ts. And what are the do's? Activities done according to the prescription of the scripture. So whatever the Shastras recommend us to do is good karma. So here, one thing to note is sometimes the Shastras recommends you to do something, that this is something you should be doing. But then there are some concessions. Concessions should not be misunderstood as recommendations.
Those are only exceptions.
Those are exceptions, and those are, something that is allowed and something that is recommended. There is a difference, right? So it's like, let's say, when a child is there, okay, and he asks his parents some money or something, let's say. So the parent may give money so that he spends him wisely. And in order to, discipline, they may reward you sometimes also. Like, okay, if you do this, I will give you a chocolate. But is that chocolate a recommendation, or that's allowed because you did something? So sometimes in the scriptures you will find, okay, some even people who are doing this bali or any meat eating, they will say that it is there in the Shastras. Yes. But something that is allowed versus something that is recommended, there is a difference, right? So something that is allowed is you really want to do it, you don't want to give it up, you're very adamant that you want to do it. Okay, then I will allow you with certain rules and regulations. If you do this, then you are allowed to do this, but that is still not a recommendation. So this is a message that I think last week we discussed this, or I don't know whether I was discussing in another class, that there are for meat eating is one example, right? So you'll find in all the religions and all, even in our Sanatan Dharma also, there are some allowance given. But wherever there is an allowance, it is given along with some rules. Not even just in our Hindu or Sanatan Dharma, even in Christianity or Islam, they will say, okay, you can eat meat, but in order to eat meat, you have to do this sacrifice, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. Or even in Christianity, on certain days you cannot do it, or in certain circumstances you should not do it. So the hidden message is that you should not do it ideally. But if you are doing, preconditions. Like for example, in Sanatan Dharma, when you really want to eat meat, you have to do a bali. And in order to do a bali, there is a mantra that the priest has to chant in the ears of the goat or whatever there. And that mantra is Mamsaha. Like, in this life, I am killing you. In the next life, you kill me. That is the mantra you chant in the ear and then do it. Why? To discourage that over a period of time, when you keep saying that, you will realize at some point, no, this is not good.
Imagine how many times I have to be born and get slaughtered.
Get slaughtered. Right? So, whereas on the other hand, have you heard any rules of eating an apple? And even in when we discuss about the modes in which the foods are juicy, fatty foods, they are recommended mode of goodness. So this is how we should understand that activity is done according to the prescriptions of the scriptures, not that this is allowed in the scripture, so we should be doing it. So you should get the message actually. Following the rules of God, and bad karmas are don'ts. Activities done disregarding the scriptures or disregarding the rules of God. That is, at a high level, we can say that. And the technical terms in Hindi, we say, right, papa and punya, right? So something that you don't follow according to the scriptures, that is pap karma and punya karma. So a knife can be used in multiple ways. It can be used to cure somebody, or it can be used the same instruction sometimes. It could be misleading. Okay, well, what is it actually telling me to do? So good karma is using that instruction to help somebody, or bad karma is using that to kill somebody, to harm somebody. So it also basically that means that time, place, circumstances might determine what the message in that instruction is. Sometimes there are apat dharma, it is called emergency dharma, and there are sometimes dharma sankat. You have your duty as a dues. You should be doing this, but as another role where you're playing, let's say there is a judge, right? Now he is a father also. As a father, his duty is to protect his family, and now in a court his son itself comes as a criminal, and he knows that he has done. Now as a judge, his duty is to do the justice. So now there is a dharma sankat for him, right? But he has to see like what is his higher dharma in that circumstances, like what is impacting the society more. So that becomes the higher dharma. So in order to understand the do's and don'ts, the recommendation, there are, when we say religion is typically, we say that it has four pillars. There are four basic pillars of dharma, that they are like principles, guiding principles. Like you have, tenets, right? So whenever there is a conflict or you have to make decisions, you have to evaluate on these tenets, right? So the four pillars of religion are mercy, truthfulness, cleanliness, and austerity. And there are four sinful activities that breaks these pillars that we should definitely avoid. Uh, you understand all these four terms, right? Mercy is like having compassion on others, not hurting anybody, like non-violence and all. Truthfulness, being truthful, honest, not cheating anybody. Cleanliness is internal, external, all types of cleanliness. Austerity is there is some kind of whether you like to do something or not, if it is right, you take an austerity to do that. You take an extra effort to do the right thing. So that is austerity. Uh, and then bad karma. When we talk about bad karma, there are four pillars of bad karma also. Four pillars of sinful life, we can say. In fact, if you hear, and this is not even we are talking about spirituality, this is just like general morality also, which you will find in all the religions. Even if you go to uh, any, there are so many gurus who are not really telling you about God or spirituality, but still you will find them talking about these four things. So the four pillars of sinful life that anybody should definitely avoid, to be at least at the goodness platform. You want to be at least in the mode of goodness, right? So you should avoid these four pillars. And in any, like Prabhupada has written so many books translated, you will find it coming repeatedly. It's very basic. Like whenever we try to approach any person, in the Western world especially, they are like oh, these are the four things that gives me enjoyment. If I give these up, what is the point of living? So there is that notion. So first of all, the first attempt, our attempt is forget about understanding God and breaking the cycle of birth and death. At least first lead a sin-free life by not breaking these four regulative principles. So these four are illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. So these are four pillars of sinful life, and each of them breaks one of the pillar of the goodness, religion, the good karma. Illicit sex is any relation outside of your marriage. Uh, that could be premarital, postmarital, anything. But nowadays it is like free mixing of boys and girls are not just have become common, but it has degraded to a very great extent. Uh, meat eating is so meat eating is non-vegetarian eating, but which pillar does it break?
Mercy.
Mercy. So at a gross level, meat eating is just eating an animal, but at the subtle level, if you hurt anybody, also will be breaking that pillar. But this is the gross form of that. Just like there is papa karma, right? So these four things are not even, they are very grave pap karma, like mahapapa, like you say, right? So these four are those. Gambling, uh, so truthfulness, it breaks the truthfulness because in order to be a good gambler, you have to cheat and you have to be an expert cheater. So what is that? Poker face and all, like manipulating. At the gross level, like real gambling is you are putting your money in shortcuts, using shortcuts to earn money at the very gross level. But at the subtle level, manipulating words, even to the extent that manipulating the words of the scriptures. So that is at a subtle level. Intoxication, very clear. At a very gross level, being a drunkard, drug addict, or anything. But at the subtle level, intoxication is also like it's called mud. It could be too much pride on for position and all. Uh, this breaks the pillar of austerity, and illicit sexes break the principle of cleanliness. So these four are very grave bad karma that everybody should avoid in order to be called, in order to be at a good test platform, but at a very basic level in order to be at a human platform also. So when Prabhupada came to the Western world, these four are the principles of life, good life here, right? So sometimes when he would try to talk to people around, they would say, if we are not doing these four things, then what is the point of living? These are the things that gives me enjoyment. These are the things that gives me happiness. In fact, sir, once what happens is he had some disciples already, like he had started the movement. So there was some, you know, big person like who was coming. They have invited somehow. So Prabhupada's disciple told, this is a big person. Let's not start with don't do these four things, and he'll be like offended. Why I'm entering, and first thing you're doing, we'll do it gently. But then Prabhupada, when that person entered, he directly said, we follow four regulative principles: no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication. So straight up, like these are basic. You cannot do one of these and say that I want to practice spirituality. And it's not that okay. Let me say I cannot follow two of these. Two of these give me concession, or three of these give me concession, or one of these at least give me concession. I'll follow three of them. But even if entangled in one of them, and you are careless, eventually you will end up doing all four.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah. These are always sinful in all circumstances. Like there are concessions given on in certain situations, but these are always sinful. And one has to suffer very severe karmic reactions if you indulge in these. So these pictures that you see, right? Somebody who is a drunkard, there are certain hells where you will be forced to drink molten iron or something. That you are very fond of drinking something which is not drinkable, now drink this molten. So similarly, if somebody is very fond of associating with other gender, he'll be forced to जिसको बोलते हैं ना आलिंगन, आग का आलिंगन करो, you are very fond of this, right, do this. And similarly, if somebody is fond of cheating, so there are these iron rods that will be put into your tummy or whatever, and then somebody who is fond of eating meat, they'll be fried in oil. So
these pictures don't look like they're from our religion.
I mean, based on the what description of hells are given, they have created these. The point is, you have to suffer the karmic reactions for. I mean, you have to suffer karmic reactions for any activity, but these four are very grave sinful activities that one should avoid. They are very severe punishments for them, and they also lead to first you will. So, what happens is the soul never dies, right? Now, if a person, if a living entity is performing sinful actions, when they are sent to these hellish planets to suffer, they are given something called as Yatana Sharir, which will not die, which will not, but suffer. You'll be experiencing pain, excruciating pain. So that is called Yatana Sharir. So even you're given Yatana Sharir to suffer those reactions. And that sinful reaction that he is doing. But law of karma do not apply to animals, because animal species itself is called I don't know remember the technical term, but it is for burning your karmic reactions. You don't accumulate any further karma in animal species because you don't have the intelligence to distinguish right and wrong. It's only the human form of life where you can distinguish. So unless you can distinguish, how can it will be unfair, right? Like to judge somebody who cannot distinguish. So, but being a human, it is your responsibility to know. Ignorance is not an excuse. So it's like if let's say a person is traveling from India to US, he travels here and then he gets a car and starts driving in the wrong side. Will he be spared saying that, oh no, I didn't know? You came to US, it is your responsibility to know what the rules are. So if you are given life as a human being, you must know, and that's the Athato Brahma Jigyasa thing that we started with. Like only human beings can see what is going around and then question it. So you have to question and then you have to understand what the rules are. So law of karma do not apply to animals. Another example, a dog is not fined for jaywalking or breaking the traffic signal because they don't have the intelligence. But human life, uh, it's also human life is special because human life is a junction where you can go up or down. Because you are given that intelligence to rationalize things.
Goes back to our first class where we.
Whereas from animal life, because you are just burning your account, your bad karma, sinful account, you only go up, you only elevate. So uh, that is the actual evolution that is talked about in our scriptures. That the soul evolves from lower species to higher species because they are burning their karma and getting newer bodies. So from animal life, you just go up, up, up. Okay, now somebody may say that well, I killed one person, I'm gonna get punishment for that, so now I can kill multiple, बिकॉज एक खून की सजा भी मौत और 10 खून की सजा भी मौत, सो मौत से बेकार हमको क्या ही देंगे, बट दैट डजंट वर्क इन द लॉ ऑफ कर्मा. So for one murder you will get some suffering, for 2 murders you may get double the suffering. And how it, if in one life you cannot suffer enough, you will be suffering multiple lives.
It might grow exponentially.
It might grow exponentially. I'll give you one example later, maybe once we cover a few more others. So the results of your karma can be instant or delayed also. Just like let's say if you are on a road and you hit somebody, you might get immediate reaction.
Yes.
He will hit you back. Whereas let's say if you ate something very which is not good for your tummy, you ate in the morning, the result you will suffer in the next morning. Or you ate something which is a slow poison, it might show up its symptoms maybe few days later or few weeks later. Similarly, like when you sow a tree, a flower may fructify within a week time or a month time, whereas if you sow a mango tree, it will take years. So karmic reactions are also like that. So for certain karma you might get immediate reaction, for certain you might get delayed reaction. So it's not that I did something in this life, I will get the result in this life itself. So if somebody is suffering in this life and you think that okay, this person did not do anything in this life, we don't know what karma he is suffering from. Is it from this life? Is it from past life? Is it from his just previous life or how many previous lives? Yes. We don't know. A very good example of this is Dhritarashtra in the Shastras. So Dhritarashtra was born blind and he suffered to the extent that he has to see the death of his 100 kids, which is a very big, very painful experience. So how he had this question, why did I suffer so much? And the answer given to him was like in his previous lives, not just one previous life, 50 lives before, something like that. He was a hunter, or he relished killing animals. And once what happened was he actually burnt a tree or something where there was a bird, and before burning that he actually poked his eyes, and hundreds of that bird's children died in that, something like that. So now he had to suffer the reaction of his 100 kids being killed, his eyes, he will not have the sight. But getting 100 sons, you get that from lot of piety. Now he didn't have that piety that he get 100 sons. So in his subsequent lives, when he accumulated enough piety to have 100 sons, that took him 50 lives. Then it was accumulated and aggregated, and you are ready to suffer the results of what you did. So it's very difficult to understand karma. And one thing we can learn from practical life is like, if you see somebody suffering, it's not that you become heartless and you just start judging that person, that oh, he might have done something wrong. You should still have compassion, like we don't know. Yeah. So another example of to understand the delayed karma is, let's say there is these grain houses are there, right? So in these grain houses you put grains, the harvest of this season, and let's say this season's harvest was not very good. It goes, and then like let's say 2003 harvest was there, and then 2004 you put on top of it, 2005 you put on top of it, 2006 you had a very nice crop, and you had, but even the 2003 harvest has not been picked up from that storage. So storage is picked from the down, let's say. And if somebody says that this is 2006, I had such a nice harvest, But when I'm picking up the grains, why is this such a bad quality grains I'm getting? Because 2003 harvest was not very good, and you have not yet reaped that. You have not yet eaten that. So let's say 2001 there was a third class grain which went to the bottom, and first class grains in 2003 are at the top. And when you're extracting still extracting 2001. So that is the concept of delayed karma. So somebody may have this notion of anything that you do in this life is whatever you earn, whatever you do is ends with this life. So that is not true according to the law of karma. Uh, that is not there. With the birth in this life, everything begins, and with death, everything is finished. So that's a wrong conception. The law of karma do not advocate, do not support this concept. Now, again, there is a concept of individual karma and collective karma. What does that mean is sometimes there are many people who had to suffer similar results. So somehow the Lord arranges that they are put in a same position, same place, and some calamity happens.
Yeah.
So
Plane crash or
plane crash. Even within the plane crash, you will see that somebody is saved somehow. Not everybody suffers the same way, but it happens. Or natural calamity, earthquakes or yeah, hurricanes and whatnot. So one the way so when Lord Krishna was there here on earth in Dwapar, this Jarasangh was his enemy, right? So Jarasangh would attack Mathura every time, and the Lord could have killed him, but every time he would win the war and he will leave Jarasangh. One of the reason was because Jarasangh was so has so much of animosity for the Lord that he would go and he would make allies and then bring all of them together. So the Lord has this plan. Let him go. He will do the work for me. He will gather all of these person and bring it again. I'll kill all of them and leave him. Again, he will go and bring all of them. So he was using his as a service. Okay, let me bring everybody to you and then you kill him. Kill them all. So all he will gather all the demoniac forces and then again attack. And then again Lord will kill everybody and leave him. Okay, now go again. So collective karma. So Lord has not don't have to go place to place. He
has a good mechanism.
Then again this concept of I'm sorry I just didn't know, like ignorance. So ignorance is not an excuse. So if you don't know that fire is hot and you put your hand in the fire, will it not burn? It will burn. Ignorance is not an excuse. Do I have a choice or is it destined, all destined?
Past karma is destined, but current karma actions
you can build on top of it. So here is a story of two brothers, and one of them became a nice businessman, and another one became a thief, a robber. Now both of them are brothers. By destiny, they somehow were born to a father who was a robber. Now, when asked this robber that why did you become a robber, he said that I learned this from my father. When asked that businessman, how did you become a good businessman, nice citizen, he said that I learned it from my father. His father was a robber, both of their same parent. But what they learned from that experience, that was their destiny, that they were born to the same father. But in the same circumstances, they reacted, they learned different way. One said that, my father was doing the same thing, so I just followed him. Another said, my father was doing this thing and I realized that this is not right. He was suffering so much. So I was determined that I will not do this. So is it by destiny or by choice? So there is some destiny is there, but then you also have a choice. Another example we can see is, let's say, uh, how much freedom do we have? How much choice do we have? It's like, uh, let's say, there is a cow which is tied to a that what is that called? I don't know. Khuta bolte hain, khuta. Or if that rope is 50 meter long, so within that 50 meter it has freedom. Beyond that 50 meters it does not have freedom. So another example is, let's say, you boarded a flight. Now that flight is going from New York to New Delhi. So that destination is there. I mean, now that you have boarded the flight, it is going to go to New Delhi. But within the flight, you can move. You have some freedom to move. So they go hand in hand. Free will is always there. In fact, when we use the term will, there is no concept of free. Will means itself means free. You have that choice. Okay. Let's just balance it all out. What does that mean?
Do enough good and enough bad.
Huh. Somebody may say that, my life has been so much sinful. Let me do some pious activities and I'll be freed from that sinful reactions. So the law of karma doesn't work like that. There are two separate accounts. You have to suffer for your bad karma and you have to enjoy for your good karma also. You can't escape that. So that raises a big question, right? So if you keep doing good and if you have to eat the fruits of that good result, you may have to take birth again.
Okay, yeah. Moksha nahi hai.
Yeah. So are we suggesting that we should not be doing good? So the understanding is that they don't cancel each other. For now, I will go into what we should be doing. So if somebody is doing very, nice activity, if, very charitable, well, let's say, and what is the motive of that charity? If that is that, I should not get any sinful reaction, I should get, some people have this notion कि हमको नर्क में थोड़ी जाना है, स्वर्ग में जाना है. तो स्वर्ग में जाओगे फिर तुम. You cannot escape that, and that swarg is again in the material world. And
जैसे कहा, you said कि bad karma, good karma will not like dilute your bad karma. But like for example, if I didn't know before this, we never knew that what is bad and what is sinful and what is good, and now you know and you want to change that. तो भी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा, मतलब कि बैड कर्मा का रिजल्ट भी जब कर लिया उसको कैसे बदल सकता है. बट वी आर ट्राइंग टू बी गुड नाउ.
we are trying to be good.
So how do you get rid of the bad that you've already done? Yeah.
No, we'll not just tell you how to get rid of the bad. We'll also tell you how to get rid of the good also. That is scary actually. Oh, good thing meaning if I have done something good, you may get some luxurious life. So the process that will tell you will not just get you rid of your bad karma, but also your good karma. So are you ready for that? So this balancing thing doesn't work. So often there are in the scriptures there are these prayashchits are mentioned, that if you have done this, do this prayashchit, and what they hold is they sometimes reduces your pain or delays it further, and with reduction something it will do, or it will either spread your suffering across a long time or concentrate and just burn it quickly. Some help it will do. It's not that it will not help you. It might help you in coping up with that suffering, but you will still have to go through that. So good karma and bad karma do not cancel each other. They are independent accounts.
But maybe, sorry, going to the same question, but doing good, you might reduce the suffering during bad karma. It won't cancel, like you said. Let's say you
like for example, we discussed this example of Dhritarashtra only, right?
Oh yeah, he had to take 50 lives to accumulate.
to accumulate enough good karma to get 100 sons.
But right now, I think if you are asking that doing good will dilute your or give you strength
will
or
not.
something, no, it won't even give you strength. Good means good, bad means bad. So the paschatap that is recommended by the shastras may soften your
Suffering.
bad karmas, but
Right.
then that the doing good and doing bad is two independent
There is
things.
no Venn diagram where they meet.
There is nothing, yeah. So you by doing good,
What about Ganga Snan?
Yeah, so Ganga Snan is special. It can get you. So, they you take bath in Ganga, all your sinful reactions are burnt. You take a bath in Yamuna, all your good is also gone. Bad and good both are gone.
you have to be careful. What do you do after stepping out of the Ganga?
Yes.
It should not be like an elephant bath.
Even the consciousness, what you're thinking, also matters after the current.
Yeah, yeah. So,
But what will happen if I learn this and then I'm openly accepting all the bad things? I'm not suffering.
yeah, we'll go
to
into.
an extent because I'm not suffering. I accepted it with happiness. That
Yeah, so it's basically once you have this understanding, what a jiva does, like what a devotee, when you start on this journey, right? Then in your life you will still face sufferings and you will accept them as you're just burning it, and you'll be satisfied.
I'm
You,
getting
you
rid
will
of
not be
the-
agitated with why it is happening to me.
But isn't that the suffering which is supposed to happen? And if it is not happening, then it might just
Then you-
prolong my suffering in some way.
Not really. Like there are. You mean to say that if you start accepting that suffering, then you are not really suffering?
Correct.
No, the pain is still there. Like if you are supposed to if you are supposed to go through some disease or something that you will still go through. This knowledge give you strength to cope up with that. So it's like carrying an umbrella in the rain. You will not get wet, but the rain is still there.
Little sprinkling, but not completely.
Yeah.
I just quote something that I heard in one of the lecture, Varan Darshan Prabhu's class. He said, a devotee versus a materialist. A materialist is sad in sad situations, like unhappy in unhappy situations, and they're also unhappy in good situations. Usually, they will have some things to, feelings will go on. And a devotee, on the other hand, will be happy in happy situations, but he will also be happy in sad situations.
Yeah.
It doesn't impact a devotee.
I'm happy my bad karma is getting burned.
Yes.
You move forward.
Just
And
go
there are
forward.
so many real examples of the devotees. I think we've discussed a couple, and there are so many. It goes on. A person lands up into the jail, he's happy
Becomes
about it. A person who ends up like having an accident, happy about it.
Because he got time to read.
He got time to read. He just converts everything. He's like yesterday's class. Prabhu was telling like devotees are very chatur. Jai Krishna Bhakta hoy sahi bada chatur. He will see this Lord's hand in every situation and take it as a mercy. So you might have heard this, very wise people. They will always say whatever happens in their life, Hari Kripa, yeah,
Prabhu ki ichha,
Prabhu ki, Jaisi Prabhu ki ichha, Jaisi Prabhu ki ichha. So by just saying that, they accept anything that comes to them. Any good things that come to them, they don't become very proud. They don't think that, see, I did so much good, that's why I am getting this. It's according to the will of the Lord. And any suffering that comes, it's. In fact, the devotees go to the next level. They say that everything that is good coming to me is Lord's mercy, and everything bad coming to me is because of my own karma. It's like, in a badminton, let's say, two-player game. If let's say one player is very strong, another player is weak. If you win a game, because of whom you are winning? If you are losing a game, because of whom you are losing? So when you and Lord are in a same team playing, anything good that is coming because of him. Anything bad coming is because of you only. So it's anything good coming to you, and you thinking that because of me, if I don't do this, this will not happen. That is called ahankar. Ahankar meaning I am the doer. I did this. That's why the world is working. I wrote this code. That's why this software is working. The software will work whether you write code or not.
That is very easily, I think, observable also. Wherever you think you are critical, just quit that, doing that for a day,
It-
two. It will still
It
happen.
will still go on.
Yeah. Companies replace CEOs, everything goes.
Even in families, within families, let's say, sometimes we have this feeling that I do this better than her or him, whatever. Just don't do it for 2 days. And
It will
you see
still-
this will still happen.
Things will still go on.
It's very easily observable.
Yeah.
And it is also very easily conceived. You can conceive this very easily in the world. People say, I did that. It's me who did it. Otherwise, how would he even manage?
If I don't do this, how will this happen? If I
And
don't.
when we are blaspheming others, we very commonly we say that it's because of me that this happened.
Yeah.
Had it if I wouldn't have been there, they wouldn't have been able to do it also. Leave it.
Yes.
Leave it for 2 days.
It's called mithya ahankar. Yeah. So let's just do good karma for now. Is that the lesson?
I think so, yeah.
How about
Not really.
who doesn't want to go to Yamuna?
Let me just take bath in Ganga, not Yamuna. Do you want good reaction? Good reaction may mean that you become a devata and enjoy the heavenly facilities, but you know the life of devatas and it is in the material world. Or not even, let's say, not even in a heavenly planet, or even on earth, you will have a very luxurious, good life, But do you want to be there? There are, that was the question, right? You remember last week? And
Can I not repeat and
what is the problem if I'm just continuing my life, without any problem? But the 4 problems anyways, that's why those 4 problems are called real problems.
life, death,
Birth, old age, disease and death.
That
You can't beat. And in your youth, you may think, youth meaning up to 50, I'm saying. That you may think that, what is wrong with living a life? But as you keep growing older,
diseases will come.
you will realize that old age is, you have to go through whatever, how much ever you try to protect yourself, it's not going to happen. Michael Jackson, everybody have heard, right? He wanted to live a very long life.
So many surgeries.
So what he did, there was a team of doctors who would always accompany him, even testing anything that he would eat, whether it is good, nutritious, this, that. He didn't even live like a common man's life. He died prematurely, like at a very young age.
40s.
Whatever plan you do, it will not work. And he suffered. This Muhammad Ali, I think Muhammad Ali, something. So, very powerful person, right? Like strong hands. In his old age, he got Parkinson's. He was not even able to lift spoon to eat food. That was his condition. So somebody may say, they are living very, what is wrong with living? He had all the fame, all the name, all the luxuries that he could afford, but
But you can't
suffered a
avoid
lot.
The last.
Yeah. What is that? Apple CEO, what was his name?
Oh, Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Pancreatic cancer.
Cancer. Suffered a lot in the
Yeah, last few
few
years.
years. Good karma or bad karma, both are bad. So it's just like because of the chains, right? You want to be bound by iron chains or you want to be bound by golden chains. It's somebody may think that okay, that's like both are binding, but iron chains are little bit. It comes with some extra pain. Not just that they are iron chains, but both are metal, strong, hard metal. But iron comes with some other pokes, splinters. But eventually both are bad because they are both binding. Then what do I do? And everything I do is a karma. Either I'll be doing bad karma or I'll be doing good karma. If I do bad karma, I am suffering. If I do good karma, I am still
Yeah.
indirectly suffering. I'm elongating my life. Then what do I do? Do I do anything or I just not do anything?
उसमें भी कुछ करेंगे because 3 types of karma: manasa, vacha,
हाँ.
and karma, action.
Do activities that do not produce any reaction. So there are actually activities which do not produce reaction. So everything is not karma. In the Bhagavad Gita, there are 3 terms mentioned. One is called vikarma, which is don'ts,
Okay.
karma, which is do's,
Do's.
and then akarma.
No.
Act in such a way that you do not accumulate reactions. Just like a lotus flower, it is there in the water but do not get wet. And how do we do that? It's called akarma, like a soldier. When a soldier is killing his enemies, is he doing for his own self? He is acting on behalf of the country.
Country, motherland.
So he has gun in his hand, he shoots at the enemy
To protect.
on behalf of the country. But he can do the same activity. He has a gun, he can kill his neighbor because the neighbor is troubling him. Now it becomes, I am doing this activity for my own because I see some benefit in doing this. So when you do any activity with the intention that I'll be getting anything out of it, then you will get anything out of it, something out of it. But when you do an activity with the understanding that I don't want anything from it, then it becomes a karma. That is what is meant by that shloka in Bhagavad Gita, which is very famous: karm kar or phal ki chinta mat kar.
So, but soldier duty would be the passion, right?
This is just an analogy. Like you cannot do one-to-one mapping because a soldier will get rewarded by the government. So somebody may say that's a good karma. He's no, that's not the point.
Specific action.
Basically, acting on behalf of the Lord.
Authority.
So just like an employee working in a bank, he might be doing a lot of transactions, lot of cash handling, but he knows that this is not mine. This is bank's. So I'm just a servant. So acting in that mood in this world that I'm just a servant of the Lord and I'm just performing the activities on his behalf. Now whatever you do with that mood, with that intention, although it may look similar to how other people are acting, it becomes a karma. When you do an activity with the intention that I will reap the fruit, I want to reap the fruits of my actions, then you will reap the fruit of your actions. But when you do it thinking that this is just my service, I'm not entitled to the results of this fruit, that is the truth. Why? Because that is the truth. So that is called akarma, be a soldier. What is that understanding? Everything belongs to God. If we act according to his instructions on behalf for his pleasure, then God takes the responsibility. You are acting on his behalf. Any profit and any loss goes to him.
I have now.
I'm just an instrument. Now you are working for the real project. Not good or bad activities outside of the. So it's like you are an employee of a company. As long as you are acting on behalf of the company, there could be profit or there could be loss. It's not your personal. Companies. LLC. So we should be employed in Lord's LLC. What are the benefits? There is no reaction. Another benefit: seeds of all previous reactions are burnt to ashes. This is the next level when you situate yourself very well in a karma. So all your previous good and bad both are burnt. It's like taking bath in Yamuna. But mind,
आज भी is it every week?
एवरी वीक तो है लेकिन अभी तो 12 बजे भी नहीं, लेकिन लेट मी चेक. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanavad Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Which, maybe I didn't see the message. Um, yeah, Bhatta Prabhu came and like the way we do at home, right? Similar thing we did at Linwood. Whatever the kund that he brings, right? I mean, the way we simply that the way we do it at our homes, right? I mean, it was that kind of a setup. What do you mean by like, is it set up like what extra things? Mm-hmm. I don't know that Prabhu meaning. Okay, we there is no special exhaust. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, Prabhu, it's not about like I want to do it or not. Like, should we do it or not is the question, I think. Okay. Yeah, inauguration day we did, but it was like I think half an hour or something. That I don't know. I mean, it is it mandatory like we do it for 4 hours or can we do a shorter one also? I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, I know how it happens at Samamish. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, okay. Yes. Vibe or yeah. Hmm. You suggest, Prabhu. I mean, you suggest because what the way we were thinking is, when if let's say we ask people to come and we say that there will be recitation. I don't know how many people will be interested, but if we say that there will be Havan, then it looks like an event. So more people, and that's I mean I'm just thinking out loud. So. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, what you suggest, Prabhu, you suggest. No, it's not about like what I want or I wish. It's like what is the right thing to do. We'll do that. Hmm. 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 Yeah, it should not bother the neighbors, but I mean, the fire alarm could go. That is, uh, no, we did not. I mean, there was when we in in the kitchen there was. I mean, while cooking also the fire alarm went off once. So I mean, we just blew it with something. Yeah, yeah. There are doors are there, Prabhu. Windows, no, it's just glass. Like
The Sankarshan Havan was almost 2 hours. The Sankarshan Havan.
2 hours
Sudarshan.
ahuti tha.
Ask Prabhuji. Probably might know. Sudarshan Havan, he might know. It's usually a long one. The one we had on.
Yeah, we had two havans. Like in the first day, we had just a small one with the Shuddhi Karan and all, and then the second Sudarshan was little longer. Uh, Yeah. I mean, you suggest, Prabhu. You suggest.
We are open.
Yeah. Yes. Both time I think. Yeah. Bhatta Prabhu came. The second time even Pandavijay Prabhu was also there. The second time. Uh-huh. Ahuti. Yeah. Yeah. Grains. Mm. Yeah, that is also, I don't know how many people might keep flowing in, and then we can ask them to sit similar to, but we don't know how many people might turn up also. Saturdays, we usually have a fair, 40, 50 people come. Monday, I don't expect like many people might come, so it might just be very few people on Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, Monday we'll do just the recitation. Yes. Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Yes, yes, yes. That we will do. Yes. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. Yeah, during the only the last chapter we can do that. Yeah, that is a good idea, Prabhu. That could be a good idea. Okay. So Monday definitely we are doing, Prabhu. I mean, typically Saturdays we do kirtan, but I mean, if you suggest we can do this, it's all we are just we are taking instruction, Prabhu. Like you suggest. The that is no Monday. I doubt, Prabhu.
Not more than 10.
Yeah. Others also a chance, then we can do it. Yes, we can do it on Saturday. And if havan, like long havan is a seems challenging, then we can do the recitation, and while we are doing the last one or two chapters, during that time the havan can continue. Does that sound like a good thing?
Gita Jayanti, no? First is
First is
Yeah,
December.
yeah, that will be awesome, Prabhu.
The
Yeah,
next Ekadashi
you also come, Prabhu. You
is
have not visited yet.
Gita Jayanti, when the Lord spoke Bhagavad Gita. So we
Yeah,
will be
you just
chanting
came.
the
I know,
whole
I know. You
Bhagavad
were
Gita,
out.
Pura Bhagavad Gita
Oh,
recitation, carrying all
okay.
700 shlokas. So that's on Monday. So, but prior to
If you
that,
are
in
doing well,
that
Prabhu,
weekend,
today
Saturday,
today come.
Sunday, we want to do a Havan.
Today there'll be kirtan only.
And there
There
will
is
be
no.
Pura recitation
So
and then
from
Havan at the
6:30 to
end.
8:30 we
Usually
are
at the
opening.
other temples,
So
they
typically
do Havan
6:30,
for all that 4
they'll
hours,
will run the
the entire
prasadam throughout, like
recitation.
Ekadashi prasadam today, and then almost 1.5 hour, 2 hour kirtan also. Okay, yes, Prabhu,
Please
yes.
come, Prabhu. Please come, माता जी को भी
Please,
लेके आओ.
please come, and yeah, bring Mataji also. Yes,
Please bring
yes,
them.
yes, Prabhu. Yeah, we'll plan it, Prabhu. Yeah, Saturday it won't take much time, Prabhu. 40 minutes. Yes. Yeah, okay, Prabhuji. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yeah.
उनको तो जरूर बुलाना चाहिए. मैं श्वेता को बोलती हूँ आज का गैदरिंग का थोड़ा देख. Get people. Then you will have idea, no?
How many
Everybody,
people
all
are
of you
there?
should attend.
Yeah. Prabhu was telling them
Not
Monday.
next Saturday, today.
Next Saturday to hey, like next Saturday we'll do the Gita recitation. So next Ekadashi, today's
Monday.
Ekadashi, next Ekadashi is, it's called Mokshada Ekadashi.
2 weeks.
It's the advent of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita was spoken on that day. So sorry,
No, it's all.
coming back to our discussion. So akarma, uh, so the bhakti that we perform is a form of akarma, and pure bhakti, all the seeds of previous reactions are burnt to ashes. And I don't know whether it is there in this slides, but karma, the karmic reactions, you can say, we discussed that they could be immediate, delayed.
Right.
So they are typically categorized into three categories, which is one is called prarabdha. You might have heard that term. Prarabdha is
Past.
no, that is ongoing.
Okay.
Your
Current.
current karma that you're suffering. And then there are something like sanchit karma and then agami karma. So it's like you have your bag of activities. It's like a tunir of a archer, and he takes out one of the arrow and then puts it on the bow. That is your prarabdha. Now it is already on the bow. So the current life that we have is based on your prarabdha, like which is kriya मान भी बोलते हैं उसको. So when you perform a karma, your sanchit karma will definitely be burnt, like which you have accumulated, which are there still not fructifying. So you can say it is in the seed form, in the fructifying form, like that. Like there are stages, different stages. So, but there are some activities when you go to pure devotional service, even your prarabdha karma will be burnt to ashes, which is a very high stage. Uh, so there is a cycle, karma cycle. It starts with uh, the stages of karma, like the fructifying. It's called koot. Koot is, you can say, a seed which is not even sown. So it's just dry, like paused. It might not ever fructify because you have not even sown it. Then there is something called a seed. From seed form of karma, it can from so koot ke baad seed meaning beej. Then from that beej, you can either your karma will be either going to prarabdha or aprarabdha. Prarabdha meaning it is fructifying stage. Aprarabdha meaning it is in the backlog. It may fructify later. And from that aprarabdha, so I'll give you an example. So koot can be understood as tendency to do sinful act. And seed is like you start planning something. And then from seed you do actual activity, actual karma. That will result into either a prarabdha or prarabdha. So let's say there is a person who thinks that, I need money, maybe I should steal. Just a blank thought. And then he starts planning for it. Seed form. And then he actually goes and steals. Now, if he gets caught immediately, that is his prarabdha, he'll get punishment. If he do not get caught, it becomes his aprarabdha. Now, because he didn't get caught, he may start thinking that, oh, this is easy, I can do it again. It again becomes koot. And ultimately, sometime or the other, later it will become prarabdha and it will fructify and you'll get punished. So this is a cycle from koot to bij to karma to prarabdha, aprarabdha, and from aprarabdha again back to koot. And where does it start? The root of everything is ignorance. So because of ignorance, you have the tendency to commit mistake or sin. Then you plan out for it, then you act on it, and then you suffer. So in order to break that cycle, you have to break that ignorance cycle. You have to cultivate knowledge. So that breaks this vicious cycle of karma. To ashes, a karma, that is higher stages of a karma where you actually do bhakti. Arjun and Duryodhan. Why are we mentioning this example? What were the motivations of Arjuna or Duryodhan in the battlefield of Kurukshetra? Why was Duryodhan fighting?
You want to rule
To get the kingdom. Why was Arjun fighting?
To establish.
Because Lord asked him to fight. Eventually, because Lord asked him to fight.
Eventually, yes.
So both of them were fighting. So somebody may say that they both will get the same karma. No, because their intentions or their mood of doing that activity was entirely different. नहीं, एक ही हाँ तू कर ले. So externally it might seem like people are doing the same activity, but one is doing so that he gets the result, so he will get the result. One he is doing with with no expectation of any result, so he will not get any result. That is the karma. In fact, if we see uh, the sufferings that Pandavas were going through, right? Uh, they went on the battlefield after a long time, even after suffering, because earlier when they
Lost the
lost the gambling match and all, they were very angry and their motivation was revenge. But that time that they took, that revenge motivation was gone. And now the motivation was not even revenge, that we want to fight because of revenge, but if they wanted to fight just because to establish dharma, because that's what Lord wanted. So they were not fighting for kingdom,
because
really.
if that was the case, war would have happened on the day itself.
Yeah,
Gambling.
but yeah. So Arjun was not fighting for victory, but for Krishna. Uh, very one of the most important shlokas in Bhagavad Gita. Let's try to recite. Sarva dharman parityajya
Sarvadharman parityajya
mamekam sharanam vraja
mamekam sharanam vraja
aham tvam sarva papebhyo
aham tvam sarva papebhyo
mokshayishyami ma shucha.
mokshayishyami ma shucha.
Abandon all varieties of religion, meaning good karmas also recommended in the Vedas, and just surrender unto me. Take my Sharanagati. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Because you are not entitled now. Because you are not doing for your own.
For me.
You are doing for me, so I am responsible. So that's what the Lord says. And while doing that, do not fear that something, yeah, just keep on doing it. Be an instrument. In another place, Lord says to Arjuna that nimitta matra bhava savisachi. Like you just be an instrument. So what he tells is like all these people on the battlefield are already killed by me.
You are just the instrument.
You are just an instrument. Take the glory. I am giving you. So he has nothing to fear. I just do my duty. Whether I win or lose, it's not me. So you have to remove that I from doing. I did this. How about losing effect of akarma? When there is good karma, there is bad karma. When you enjoy the results, your account will go down because you are burning your good karma, or when you suffer, your bad karma account is going down. What about akarma? You never lose. It just
Yes.
keep accumulating only. नेहा विक्रम नाशोस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात् स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य. There is no loss, even a small endeavor in this path. You will never have any loss of this. Even in your future, let's say, bhakti is a journey of 100 steps. If you are able to take 10 steps in this life, you will start from 11th step in your next life. So that's why you see many people from the very childhood, they are inclined to do bhakti.
Yes.
What good they have done in that life?
They have continued.
They are continuing from their past life in order to, and they have this natural interest, natural tendency, natural love for the Lord. A little advancement on this path can protect you from the most dangerous type of fear. What is the most dangerous type of fear? To come back again. Karma, pious activities; vikarma, sinful activities; and akarma, for which one do not suffer any reaction. So we have to do akarma like a soldier. How to live a life of akarma? It is very difficult to understand karma. Law of karma are relative. Good karma, pious activity; bad karma, sinful activity. Concession given does not mean license to engage in sinful activity. This is what we discussed previously also, that something that is allowed doesn't mean it is recommended. So any arguments or debates you hear in order to justify your sinful reactions, sorry, sinful actions, uh, you should know that something that is allowed as a concession is not a recommendation.
Correct.
Many people take this as a, this is allowed in Vedas, I can do it, I can do it.
Like शिव जी के लिए वो बोलते हैं weed मार लो, भांग पी लो.
That is very
What is
grave.
that?
That is very bad because Lord Shiva never recommended that. From where that is coming, it is not even known. It's nowhere in the Vedas.
That as people are. It's not even recommended. Like as Prabhu is saying, it's like वो भांग पी लो या ये कर लो वो कर लो whatsoever. Those are अगर हम वैसे तो है ही नहीं. This is nowhere in शास्त्रास कि भगवान शिव को लेते हैं. दूसरी बात ये भी है कि जो अगर भगवान शिव करते हैं वो तुम करने के लायक वैसे भी नहीं हो.
So the only instance mentioned in the Veda Shastras about Lord is Lord Shiva drinking halal poison, which he kept in his throat.
Correct.
Right? That halal poison is so poisonous that if anybody even smells it, touches it, he'll die only.
पूरा
Now
material creation के सारे snakes का जितना poison है, that is because of one drop of halal.
So
That fell when he was drinking.
now thinking that oh, the Lord is taking this intoxicating thing and we should also take it. I don't know where it is coming from. There is no mention in the Vedas and all Shastras.
We are trying to think we are gods.
We are trying to think we are at least tiny gods just to fulfill your own senses.
Guilt. You don't want that guilt pass, so you are blaming it on.
Yeah.
ये तो जो बोल रहे restriction वाली चीजें हैं कि आप ऐसा कर सकते हो जो कि वेदा में mentioned है even for humans कि आप ऐसा कर सकते हो with certain restrictions like animal killing and whatsoever, bali and all. उसी को stop क्योंकि people were not even understanding what was the thing. To stop that, Gautam Buddha appeared. And he disregarded the Vedas in that time कि तुम छोड़ दो, तुमको कुछ नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, तुम वेदा ही छोड़ दो, but don't do it.
Ahimsa Paramo Dharma, that he established that. Yeah, so if you are a devotee of Lord Shiva, you will never do that.
That's तो मतलब it's like एक तो वही मतलब वो है ही नहीं कहीं पर कि वो भांग पीते हैं, वो कहीं पर भी नहीं है. हलाहल है, हलाहल वो पीते हैं वो for the sake of saving the
For saving the universe. What are you drinking your bhang to? Whom are you saving?
तुम replicate करना चाहते हो जब पहले मतलब do what Shiva does. Go live in Kailash. या फिर do what Krishna does. Pick up the mountain on the pinky. Then talk about other stuff.
Correct.
You cannot replicate what they do.
So law of karma is applicable to human species. Instant or delayed karma. Karma can be instant or delayed. So a mustard seed, you'll get a fruit in a month. Or so a coconut seed, it will get fruit in 20 years. We have given an example of storing grains, cellulose. Individual and collective karma. Mills of God grind slowly but exceedingly fine. So you cannot escape basically, And Lord's arrangement is very nice. He'll just somehow bring everything, people together. In fact, if you have some, personal grudges with somebody and you have some account to settle, there is a very high chance that in the next life they'll become your husband, wife or kids.
And suffer life.
So it is said that if you have a जिसको बोलते हैं ना नालायक kid who is giving you trouble all the life, it is a result of your past bad deeds. You had some unsettled account with somebody and he has come in order to settle it. So he will take all your wealth and spoil it. Ignorance of the law is no excuse to escape reaction. So ignorance is not an excuse. We create our destiny. God has just created a system. So that is our choice.
Choices that we make.
Now we know this. What is good karma? What is bad karma? What is it's our choice now.
No.
What do we want to follow? Right. Good karma and bad karma do not cancel each other. Good karma and bad karma both are binding. To escape the reactions and break the cycle of bondage, you have to perform a karma. And for a karma, there is no loss, and that is our real purpose. Thank you. Any myths that were there related to karma that got demystified?
Good will cancel bad.
Good will cancel bad, yeah.
Cancel was the myth.
Yeah.
Cancel was a myth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah, that even when I heard for the first time, I was oh, then what do we do? We can't even. That means that if we have performed some sinful activity, we are bound by it. But a karma can burn it.
And Prabhu, the akarma, I mean, I think I understood most of it, but question is, it's just the perception in our head, right? Like I'm doing for without any intention.
Yeah,
Nothing
but it's a
has
big
changed.
thing. Yeah, it's a perception, but to cultivate that perception takes a lot of time and effort. It's very hard to
Subconsciously
get.
you'll be like, okay,
Yeah.
good karma will get in, but
Yeah. Subconsciously, you will. It will make you think,
Think.
or you will always expect results of hard work.
yeah, that will take some effort.
It takes a lot of
But I
training.
think once before doing or after doing, it's gone. Become,
Yeah.
it is not a karma.
Yeah.
Gone into karma. Maybe good, maybe bad.
While doing your day-to-day activities, while working in a job, it's hard to think how is this service to the Lord, right? But then uh, charity is one way. Charity is not so. Charity can also be in three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Uh, if you do give charity to somebody who is undeserving and who use your money to do wrong things, then you also suffer 1/6 of the result of that bad karma for which you have sponsored. So, but somebody else may give charity in order to have some fame. You know, I did this. You know, I even volunteering for that matter. Charity not just for money, but of time also. Recognition and all, or not for recognition in this life, but maybe we will achieve heaven, higher planets. But one of the things that you can understand from that is if you do charity without any expectation, that will also help you detach with your work, which becomes a service to the Lord. Right now we are attached to this material world, to the results. Why we are working hard? Because we want result. Now if we give away those results, you will start detaching with that result, which is a step in performing a karma. And if that money is used for the service of the Lord, then you can do how much hard work you want to do. That is basically, I mean, you have to do hard work anyways. So do it for the right reasons. I think very important lesson from this is one is definitely the concept of a karma, to understand this and practice it, and at least free yourself from those four sinful activities.
Start by not doing.
Not doing those four sinful activities. They are not even pap, they are mahapapsi, in fact. Uh, in today's world, it is very hard to follow. There are gross levels, and then there are many levels of subtleties into all of four of those.
When I was convinced with three of them in that bad karma, I like going to casinos. That changes.
Yeah, casino. See, it's one thing is that definitely you might not be going for it's not your living, making living, right?
More like
If it becomes
entertainment.
making living, then it is very gross,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But what happens is it changes your consciousness also. Slowly you become comfortable lying, cheating. That are the subtle effects you know may not realize upfront.
Your thinking changes and
Yeah. And there is no need. I mean,
Yeah.
you go for some
It's more
fun,
like
enjoyment,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
There is so much fun and enjoyment available in bhakti.
Service and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Some people, you know, once they start on this journey, they have this doubt, oh, whether investing in stocks also is that a form of gambling? You know, and that is a genuine question.
Yeah.
Like you want to really be genuine about it, because it doesn't come in the form of, yeah, like going to casinos. It comes in terms of betting,
yeah. You're betting on a company.
betting on a company, betting on a IPL match. Has the whole industry, like it is a huge industry, right? Uh, and then that stocking, you know, short sales or stocking of grains and metals and
Yes.
betting on those also.
Yes.
Different types of sattas are available, like in India. You
Hold
go,
it
and it's a huge industry, like huge industry. The place where I come from, like Sirsa, it's one of a big center in all over India where, you know, lot of money for betting is sourced from our city. It's very bad.
And how do we
Or
think
politics, you know, which one will win? There are so many betting. They are least bothered about who should win. Oh, who should win depends on where I'm getting money from my investment.
odds? देखो.
Odds देखो और you just bet on it. You know, एक का 10 ये.
And what is the thinking on stocks, for example?
So stock, there is like if you start doing it for your living, meaning like, you know, short selling and speculation a lot. Day trading, those are forms of gambling.
Right.
But if you're doing you have done some study about some industry and you invest long term investments, they are like, you know, instead of FD, this is giving me a better returns. I invest and I forget about it. I look at it, you know, maybe once a month or so. That is allowed because you're not really gambling and speculating a lot on a day to day basis. Because on the other hand, it takes a lot of time. I've seen people who gets into this stock business morning, evening, as soon as the stock, you know, market opens, they are always on their screen, like looking at what is going on. Oh, 1% up, 5% down, 2% up, 0.5% down. How much is my portfolio? So it takes a lot of your time, which is so precious that we discussed last week, right?
Yes.
So-
Very nice.
Yeah, just a summary. Modes of material nature, time, karma. Two types of karma, good and bad, and do's and don'ts, and even scriptures allow some sinful activities in a very restricted way so that you can gradually rectify yourself. So you have to get the message behind the message. Working for the service of the Supreme, it is the only purpose of our existence. And it is very joyful, and you may have to work hard, but you basically, it's like you have to battle, but you choose your battle. Which one makes more sense?
Yeah.
No reactions nullifies previous reactions and re-establishes our lost connection with the Supreme, because you are acting in the service. That is your mood of doing all any activity. That by doing this, I want to re-establish my lost relation. Uh, we'll come to this more in more detail, like what is the connection means in the subsequent. So this karma. Now the next is topic is the Lord talks about yoga in Bhagavad Gita a lot. So we'll discuss we'll try to demystify what yoga means.
That's our next session.
That's our next session. And then the last topic is some practical applications. 2 more topics left, either 2 or 3 sessions. So today's Ekadashi, we can take Ekadashi Prasadam. So for us, it is always feast. Whether it is even in fast, we have feast. Any questions?
No.
I think the practical applications that we'll discuss in probably in 2 weeks.
In another 2 weeks' time, yeah.
That will be very helpful.
Yeah, that will be the direct ways of doing a karma.
One question I have, like, after doing a lot of akarma, what is the,
End result?
yeah, where do we go? Like, if
Higher.
we are trying to not go
To the
day
higher
go
plane.
or still in material, like, what is that?
No. So by performing the karma, you re-establish your lost connection with the Supreme. You get out of the material world itself. You
Okay.
go to the spiritual worlds. Now, in the spiritual worlds also, there are
Stages.
various degrees of, no, it's stages, you can say, but it's more like they are permanent positions. Like you don't experience. So it's like Vaikuntha Jagat. There are no miseries. Uh, and person may aspire for no miseries, but the higher than that is, even I don't care about that also. That is the real true service to the Lord, like cultivating that mood. Because even when you want to break the cycle of birth and death for yourself, then there is some selfishness there.
Yes.
But you want to do it just to serve the Lord, just to please the Lord, then that is the purest form. So
Yeah, because in, like, if we are, even if we think we are doing this just because we want to
moksha,
out of this, then again it
then there is still that tinge of
selfishness.
selfishness is there.
Yeah.
So that's why there are like 5 kinds of moksha. So we can discuss, and the devotee of the Lord in their pure. So there is, bhakti. There is some definition, and there is something, this uttam bhakti, pure devotional service. So in the pure devotional service stage, the sadhaka or the devotee even do not aspire for all the 5 kinds of moksha. But if the Lord rewards it, he will accept it also. But there is no aspiration or strong desire that I should. And they are like those 5 types of moksha are. When you hear somebody is trying to establish relationship with the Lord, what is wrong with these? They are like such a high level things. But then the mood of the devotee is to serve the Lord, whether you give me these types of moksha or not. It is irrespective. If you give, it's good. If you don't give, still I'm happy. So that means that even if you don't award me moksha, you keep me in this world, I'm happy. Because once you establish that mood of performing a karma throughout your life, then this world is not a miserable place for you. It's a place for performing service to the Lord. And anyways, if you go to Vaikuntha, what will you do? Service to the Lord.
Start here.
Yeah, you can start here also. And there might be impediments, but you will not feel that. And if you're not feeling that those impediments, you are feeling your connection here also, there is, it's as good as Vaikuntha. So for him, so that is a very high stage. But technically also there are 5 stages of 5 types of moksha. Thank you. Let's take prasadam.